What's up, guys? It is Gray, aka the Okagure, and we're back with My Hero. I know it's a day late, but as in my last video, which you haven't seen it, it's a Ruby, and it's pretty good, so you should go check it out. I don't really have like the free time to do 2 videos a day. So, yeah, I just did the Ruby first. No real reason, just thought this chapter could wait a day. Either way, it's interesting. It's very interesting. If the title's a little clickbaity, it's mainly because I didn't really know what to title this one, because I don't want to give too much away, but at the same time, there's really not too much to give away, if that makes any sense. Either way, if you like the video, leave a like and subscribe for more My Hero and or Ruby content. Let's get into it. Once again, sorry I take up the whole screen for these. Don't have a choice. If I don't, then they'll flag my videos, and if I get one more flag, I lose my channel. So we have to be really safe, unfortunately. Spoilers, obviously, for the newest chapter of My Hero. If you're an anime only, don't watch this. I don't know why you'd even do that, but either way. So this one starts off, as you can see over here, kind of going through the hero casualties a little bit. Not like all of them, but like some of the major ones. Crust, deceased, obviously. May he crust our hearts. We have Aizawa, who's missing a leg, assumingly. We have Mirko. Yikes. Mirko, who's missing chunks of her body and an arm. We have this guy, I don't remember his name. Rocklock, Gran Torino, who's assumingly going to die. We'll see. Hopefully. I know that sounds awful, but like, come on, hopefully. Ryuku, I believe, is her name. We even get, you guys can't see. There's President Mike in the corner. He's fine. He's fine. And then Hawks. Obviously, this is Hawks, who's not fine. Oops. Let's go next. And then we see Mount Lady. She's got some thorns in her butt. And this is assumingly Midnight, and she doesn't look good. There is a chance that Midnight is dead here. Like, a good chance. Like, I don't know why they would just leave her unconscious, so... Midnight dead, question mark? Which is pretty crazy, if that's the case, because, like, what a character to die. We have Endeavor, who's KO'd completely. Deku, who got shreked. Sorry about the green screen. I need a lamp. I need a lamp over in this corner so that problem cannot happen, because just one lamp would fix this. Excuse me. Speaking of problems, Best Genist has seen better days. He's still sick. We're recovering, and using his quirk this much is probably not helping. We see him standing on these, and some of the kids. Ida, Nejiri is over here. I'm sure Mirio and Bakugo are around, helping keep the Nomu off of him. The sedative is kicking in, by the way. We got confirmation at the beginning of here. I didn't really talk about the dialogue. It was like the fact that sedative is kicking in. So, the Class A did indeed like single-handedly win this battle. Well, not single-handedly. That's not what I mean. But they were hugely instrumental, like someone else is going to be when we get to them in a second. We see Mirio fighting a Nomu who's phasing through a Nomu's arm like a beast. And it's a huge impact. Rubble's getting kicked up, so these are really strong Nomu. You guys can't really see that. Saw it once again. My friggin' big head has to take up all the room. Basically, Mirio's yelling at everyone like, hey, don't get hit. These guys are really strong. There's a cute little moment where Ida calls Bakugo by his full hero name. He's like, great explosion, murder god, dynamite. You must retreat. And then Bakugo can't even respond because he's so hurt. He knows he's right. Nejiri's hurt also. Best Genist is literally just like, just keep him for a while. We can restrain. And then we get a clip of Mr. Compressed. So yes, my prediction from a couple chapters ago that he did have something important is true. Not like majorly important, nothing crazy, not a huge twist, but it is something. And Mr. Compressed talks like, I can't do anything. I can only like scratch my butt with these restraints. And he talks about his like Dabi, Toga, like I need like these people, and I have yet to achieve our dreams. And then Best Genist Titans, and we get a really funny face from Spinner up here. A really great face from Spinner. This whole hold on. I need it. Nope. I really want you guys to see this because this is really funny. You can barely make it out, but like there's some really good faces from Spinner in this section. Basically, it's going through, I love the league. Like the fact that we were all like terrible people bound together. I'm going to buy you and the boss 5 seconds to like figure something out. A decent performance requires a good assistant. That's the reason I'm here. And he uses his quirk on his butt cheek, basically. He gouges out, he compresses his... I don't want to swear on this channel. I try not to, except for the one mishap we had recently, but I try not to. He gets rid of a cheek, basically. And you can see blood coming out from under his mask. And then he goes, and Betsy is like, what the heck? He's like, gouging out my own flesh because my armor to maneuver. He spins out. He compresses Spinner and Shigaraki in compression balls. Mirio's looking like, what the heck? And he's like, don't think you're the only one living for a cause. He jumps up all of Gigantomachia with a missing butt cheek. So that's some real adrenaline hours. And Best Genius is like, hey, you're going to die. Those wounds are fatal. Like, what are you doing? And he's like, it might be worth it. But he's like, no, sorry. I'm like stuttering. It's late. It's like 2 a.m. here. I typically don't try not to record this late, but sometimes, life gets away from you. And he's like, bound my own clothing. However, as long as my hand is in position, I'm not bound. And you can see him. This panel's a little unclear, but he's basically just compressing all of the wires. And he's also doing it to his own body. He's like taking chunks out of his own body. It's super metal. It's insane what's happening. And then it reveals that Oji Harama, the Peerless Thief, I believe he was mentioned once before, if I'm not mistaken. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I do believe he was mentioned once before. I think it was by Gentle, actually. I could look this up and be a good YouTuber, but I didn't think about that, so here we are. But I do believe that he was mentioned once. Not super important. And he's like, just when the current system was settling into place, he targeted the heroes that were doing corrupt and just wanted to like make money and would give it back. So basically like a Robin Hood almost, but maybe a slightly more villainous Robin Hood. And then briefly cuts away to Dabi and Shoto. Toya? That's going to be weird. I don't want to call him Toya because then I'll start spoiling for animes. Only people, so maybe just stick to Dabi for a while. Dabi. And assumingly he goes by Dabi still. I think we've talked about this before, but I don't... If he would want to keep messing with Endeavor, he would go by Toya. But everyone knows him as Dabi in the league, so... basically, he beats Todoroki, which makes sense. And he's like, to me, Dabi. And Dabi comes over. He compresses Dabi. He's like, the reformation that you can achieve, I'm going to hand off to my boss. I'm his great-grandson. The Paranormal Liberation Front... Take note. He says, the Paranormal Liberation Fronts, no. The League of Villain Shigaraki. So they're officially, like... The League is what they care about, not the Paranormal Liberation Front. God, that's a mouthful. Jeez, I hate that name. I'm so glad it's going to be gone. The Bandit King's blood flows through me. Will change the world of my steed. They say you barely notice me. That's all part of the act. The true trick is saved to the end. We got a Mr. Compress reveal here. And I'm going to talk about that in a second. And then on Gigantomachia, he releases Spinner and Shigaraki. Mirio's right there behind them. And it's so Shigaraki, assumingly still unconscious. So, a ton to unpack in that last segment. First and foremost, the first thing I reacted, Mr. Compress is hot. I was not ready for that at all. I thought Mr. Compress was going to be like slightly older, maybe. But he's very attractive. Yeah, so that was a something. I don't know. Yeah, like, look at that. Look at him. He's a handsome dude. He might be the most attractive. I mean, obviously, Dabi has like a... Let's just say Dabi fulfills a type. So if you're into that type, then Dabi is kind of sexy. But Mr. Compress might just, like, be the hottest. Obviously, like, Toga's like, the Tsundere, my favorite. If you have bad taste. Like some people I know. Man. What was I talking about? Oh, yeah, Mr. Compress. Right. Okay, so, okay. Because so like, there's okay. Let's just go in order of the chapter. First and foremost, we see everyone once again. Really, the biggest takeaway here is the Midnight is most likely dead. But however, Mirko's still alive, and she has a chunk missing of her. So let's just keep that in mind for later. Everyone, Best Genius is barely holding on. Mr. Compress, really. He's buying time. He takes chunks out of his own body multiple times. Reveals that he is the son. So Dabi beats Todoroki here, and some people are like, "Wow, Dabi's stronger than Todoroki." First of all, he's like way older, so he probably should be. Second of all, Todoroki's not in remotely the right state of mind to win this fight. Like, at all. At all. Look at him. He's a mess. Oh, sorry. There we go. Look at him. He's a freaking mess. Of course he's going to lose. And the only reason Dabi didn't kill him is because he wanted Endeavor to see it, which is kind of messed up. So okay. So here's what we're going to talk about, like, future, like, what's going to happen later and, like, next. So there's a couple different predictions floating around out there for exactly what's going to happen. The consensus is some of the villains are going to get away and break into Tartarus to save the others. Makes sense to me. But how are they going to do that? We don't really know. Is Mr. Compress going to die? Because they built this up as Mr. Compress's last act. Like he even said it himself, I'm giving on my journey. Or my goals or whatever to Shigaraki. I don't want him to die here. And I think it would be kind of one of the first misses in My Hero recently. Major misses that, like, there's some minor things you could complain, like, oh, this could be better, blah, blah, blah. Sure. I'm willing to hear those. But this would be the first real thing that I'm like, this was a mistake. Because I don't know, like, no one likes the trope of revealing someone's backstory and then they die immediately. It's just boring. And also, now I'm interested in Mr. First of all, I always liked Mr. Compress because I liked his gimmick. I liked the way his design, and I thought he was fun. I liked his quirk. It was really interesting. It is a little OP, definitely a little breaking when you like put it together sometimes, and maybe that's why they're getting rid of. They're kind of getting rid of all the problem characters. But dude, either way, what I'm trying to say is, I do think there's an out for Mr. Compress here. One, Mirko is still alive on life support, but still alive, and she has a chunk missing out of her. And two, there's a chance that Shigaraki has a healing quirk in there somewhere, or a quirk that could help Mr. Compress in some way. You know, he has all those quirks. We don't know all of them, assumingly. We probably haven't seen all of them. So there is a chance that Shigaraki wakes up and helps his boy out. That is possible. Do I think Mr. Compress will probably die here? Yeah, I do. I think it's probably just going to happen. There's a couple things that I think would be cool if it happened alongside that. Losing Mr. Compress would be a big blow. However, I think in trusting Mr. Compress's dream, I think it would be really cool if Mr. Compress gave his quirk to Shigaraki and like he carried it on literally for him. I think that would be awesome. I just think that'd be really freaking awesome. I think it'd be like cool. That's the main thing that I want if he died. That's what I would want to happen. Two, like, is Mr. Compress going to stay alive long enough to help the others escape? Because he still has Dabi with him. Compressed. Was Toga going to show up? A lot more questions to answer. Assumingly Shigaraki gets to do something here. Now, another prediction that I've seen run around, and one that I actually think would be pretty cool, story-wise, not like personally, but Mirio's right here. We can see Mirio. Where's my cursor? Right here. Mirio is right next to. How insane would it be if Mirio got offed by Shigaraki right here? That would be crazy. Like, the fan base would explode if that happened. If, like, he offs Mirio and then uses quirk to get away. Someone uses a quirk to get away. It would be insane. And they have to, like, rescue Giant Tamaki and Toga later. Because Toga isn't there, obviously, so. Or maybe they go to Toga. You know what I mean? Maybe the quirk is like that's only to people who he cares about. So he goes to Toga, and then Toga has to drag them all somewhere safe. That would be interesting. There's just so much. But I think I know it's typical what the gist is. I do think that it's probably that most of them will get. Well, not most, but like some of them are going to get captured. They're going to have to. That's going to be the catalyst for the prison breaks or Tartarus stuff, because there's a lot of stuff in Tartarus that I think they're going to deal with. But do I hope Mr. Compress lives? Yes, I do. I really do, because we're starting to lose some of the villains now, and I think it'd be kind of lame if they all just died now. But I guess there's some of that. We also don't know what happened with the forest fight with Edgeshot and Redestro, so there's that. We need to go see what's happening there. But furthermore, I do think, what's Mirio going to do? Hopefully not die, but if he did die, like, that would be kind of cool. Just to show how scary Shigaraki is and to really have a lasting impact on this arc, because so far, yeah, we've lost some people for sure, and we've also, like, the heroes mainly have been maimed,
but people need to start dying. You know what I mean? And like Gran Torino, if he doesn't, oh my god, if Gran Torino's not dead, I'm gonna be really upset. To be honest, like heroes need to freaking die, and not heroes introduced the same arc they die in. Okay, we need to lose some characters. If we're gonna lose twice, and Mr. Compress, the heroes have to lose somebody too. Okay, it's just it's just how it's got to be. That's it. Much longer video than I expected it to be. Kind of a short chapter, but like a lot happened. A lot happened here, I guess. But either way, that's gonna do it for me. There's probably gonna be, by the way, there's probably gonna be a break after next chapter because typically that's how they like to do things. In Japan, they have like Christmas and New Year's is like really big over there, so probably is going to be a 2 to 3 week break, which is going to blow because Ruby's on break. So this channel, however, that's the time for this channel to catch back up on Bleach. That's the universe telling me it's time, buddy. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. That's going to do it for me. Yeah, just thanks so much. Appreciate you being here for my rambling. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.